Oh my god, this movie! I freaking love this movie!
This is probably the best Spider-Man movie ever made and one of the top animated movies like of all time. Just visually, like,
as we sat in awe, barely able to process what we were seeing. We had no idea it would be this good. And as I left the theater, I heard many people proclaim best Spider-Man movie ever. When you finally feast your eyes upon this masterpiece, you will realize that I am speaking the truth.
Has Sony finally made up for all of the crap that they have put out over the years? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is weeks away from coming out, and this has easily been one of my most anticipated films all year, mainly because I have loved all of the trailers. I have loved every single trailer for this movie, and it just looks absolutely incredible. But I was really nervous for it because, well, it is Sony, and this is another Spider-Man film, and there have been a ton of Spider-Man films, and again, it's Sony. We know them in Spider-Man films. They just haven't been good.
Like a turd in the wind.
And not only is it just Sony, well, it's their animation team, and if you know anything about Sony animation, well, they made this crap.
As you can see, I'm an emoji.
But a couple days ago, the first reviews for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse came out, and oh my goodness, it's just getting me even more hype for this movie. I have not seen so much buzz for one film in a very, very long time. It is getting rave first reviews, and in this video I'm just going to kind of read some of the reviews and give you my thoughts and opinions on them. And yeah, so let's get started. So coming in at a whopping 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is absolutely crazy. There are only 45 critics at the moment, but for 45 critics coming in at 100%, that is still very, very impressive, especially for a Sony Spider-Man movie. Like, oh my goodness. Alright, so now let's start reading some of the reviews. The first review comes from Johnny. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name. It's the best standalone film to feature the iconic character so far. Yeah, people are saying it's the greatest Spider-Man movie ever, which is high praise because I personally love Spider-Man 1 and 2, and I absolutely love Homecoming as well. So if it's better than all of those, then that is definitely pretty high praise. And the next review coming from Mark Ellis, a critic whom I really love from Schmo's Nose. It might be the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. Once again, another review like that. A ton of people are calling this the greatest Spider-Man film ever, and just like I said, that is very high praise in my opinion. And he gave it a 5 out of 5, a perfect score. Here's another 5 out of 5. Coming from Abigail Chandler. The scale of it, the visual inventiveness, the heart, and the humor. This film is the closest we've yet to manage to get to a comic book come alive, and it's brilliant. That is a great review right there, and I have been hearing a lot that like this is a comic book come to life, and that is something I really love and I can't wait to see. Next review is coming from Matt Matum, and he said, forget the quantum physics and dimension hopping. The most impossible thing to believe here is that Spider-Man feels exciting and new again. 5 out of 5. There are a ton of 5 out of 5 scores, which is absolutely amazing. Before reviews started coming out, I was really excited for this movie, but now my excitement level is insane. Like, I absolutely cannot wait to see this movie. It just sounds incredible, and yeah. Here's a review coming from Anthony O'Connor, a 2-hour long explosion of joy and color, brimming with laughter and heart. All of these reviews are going to be very positive because once again, it's at a whopping 100%. Here's another review from Ben Ralph. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is nothing short of a masterpiece in animation. Another guy calling it a masterpiece. And based off the trailers and all of the reviews coming in, honestly, I don't doubt it. It looks absolutely incredible. Like I said, like this movie looks brilliant and the animation looks absolutely groundbreaking. Like I have not seen so beautiful animation ever in my life. Like the animation looks absolutely groundbreaking. Here's a review coming from Matt Goldberg. With whip smart writing and dazzling animation, Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie yet. Travis Hobson said, call amazing, spectacular, superior, all of the Spidey adjectives apply, still aren't enough. Molly Freeman says, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse delivers a funny, heartwarming, and fresh superhero origin story with gorgeously executed comic-style animation. Kristen Acuna says, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse feels like a comic book come to life. Sony's vibrant, hilarious holiday movie is gorgeous to look at, is incredibly self-aware, and delivers the big screen debut of a few new Spideys that will become household names. Jesse Hassinger says, this is the 7th Spider-Man feature film in 16 years, but this universe has rarely felt so fresh. Peter DeBruge says, just when you thought you couldn't take another Spider-Man reboot, along comes the movie to put them all in perspective. Man, the hype for this movie is getting through the roof. I absolutely cannot wait for this movie. I am done reading reviews. You guys get the idea. It looks incredible. People are saying it is one of the best animated films of like all time. So definitely go check out Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and yeah, I absolutely cannot wait for this. But if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you are new here, hit that subscribe button because I will be reviewing this movie the night it comes out. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to see my review for the movie. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.